Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Can we please start with the roll call?
Council President Corman.
Here.
Councilmember Perez.
Here.
Councilmember Van. I don't see her, but she might pop in a minute. Councilmember Benedetti.
Here.
Okay, there's Councilmember Van. Councilmember O'Halloran.
Here.
Councilmember McIrvin.
Here.
And Councilmember Prince.
Here.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor. All present.
Okay, thank you. First up is the administrative report.
Good evening, everyone. The city will be holding a virtual workshop on navigating city contracting on Wednesday, November 17th from 12 to 2 p.m. on Zoom. The intent of the workshop is to learn about the City of Renton's procurement opportunities, how to get a city business license, and learn about MRSC and how to get on their roster. Vendors can introduce themselves to a variety of City of Renton departments, build diverse opportunities within our community, and network with other local vendors. Women-owned and minority-owned businesses are especially encouraged to attend. The utility bill moratorium ended September 30th, which now allows the city to start collecting outstanding charges on water bills. The city is committed to keeping our utility customers connected to essential services and is accepting payment arrangements to help utility account holders with a past due balance to avoid service interruption. The Emergency Feeding Program, SOS, in partnership with the city, will host free lunch events for the unsheltered and those residents with food insecurities on Tuesday, November 9th, 16th, and the 23rd. These events will be held at 300 Rainier Avenue North from 12:30 to 2 p.m. Food and drinks, personal hygiene kits, cleaning supplies, and socks will be available. Parking is located on the west side of the Renton Airport, north of the intersection of Rainier Avenue North and Airport Way. The Recreation Division's Let's Go Renton Recreation Guide for November and December is now live and can be reviewed at rentonwa.gov/recreation. We have programs and events for everyone to enjoy throughout the holiday season, so please take a look and see what fits for you. Youth basketball leagues are back by popular demand, and registration is now open through December 1st. Volunteer coaches for all grade levels are needed, so if you are interested or know anyone who would be a good fit for our program, please have them visit rentonwa.gov/volunteer for more information on how to apply. The Renton History Museum has received a grant of $2,500 from King County Council, initiated by Councilmember Reagan Dunn. The funds will be used to purchase new shelving to increase the museum's storage capacity for its collection of historic photos, objects, and archival documents. This grant helps the Renton History Museum's project to ensure its historic collections receive the highest quality of stewardship for the future. Information about preventative street maintenance, traffic impact projects, and road closures happening this week can be found at rentonwa.gov/traffic. All projects are weather permitting, and unless otherwise noted, streets will always remain open. That is the report.
Okay, thank you. Next, we'll open up the remote audience comment period. It remains the strong intent of the city to have public comment regularly included on our agendas. Each speaker will be given 5 minutes to speak. You'll be called upon by a city staff member. The staff member will call the speaker's name and unmute the appropriate microphone, which will send an automatic prompt to the speaker of, "You've been unmuted." This is the speaker's cue that it's their turn to speak. Please begin your comments by stating your name, city of residence, and the topic you are addressing. Speakers should be able to see a timer on the screen. Please finish up when your comments when you see the time is close to expiring. I believe we have one person signed up.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we do have one person. That is Dr. Linda Smith. However, I don't see Dr. Smith in our attendee list. And that is all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. Then we're on to the consent agenda. There are 11 items for council consideration. Are there any items that council would like pulled separately for separate consideration?
Seeing none, Mr. Mayor, I move approval of the consent agenda as published.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Council President Corman, second by Councilmember McIrvin, that the consent agenda be adopted as published. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries. Next, we're on to unfinished business. Council President Corman.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a committee of the whole report to present.
Okay, this committee report is regarding the Rainier Avenue South and Rainier Avenue North corridor improvements, Phase 4, South 3rd Street to Northwest 3rd Place condemnation ordinance. The committee of the whole recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to adopt an ordinance authorizing the initiation of condemnation proceedings for a portion of certain properties on Rainier Avenue South and Rainier Avenue North between South 3rd Street, Northwest 3rd Place, as described in Exhibit A of the proposed ordinance. The committee further recommends that this ordinance be presented for first reading on November 8th and advanced to second reading on November 15th, 2021.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Council President Corman.
Yeah, I move that council concur in the committee report as presented. Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Council President Corman, seconded by Councilmember McGurven, that the council concur with the committee of the whole report. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Thank you, and that's
Motion
all.
carries.
Yeah, that's all my unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Perez.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Van.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Benedetti.
I have no unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Halloran.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the Finance Committee has 7 committee reports this evening.
Okay. The first report is regarding approval of claims and payroll vouchers. The Finance Committee approves the following payments. Accounts payable, total payment of $5,258,266.84 for a number of vouchers, payroll benefit withholding vouchers, and one wire transfer. And payroll, total payment of $1,541,457.30 for payroll vouchers, including 594 direct deposits and 7 checks. This is the October 1st through October 15th pay period.
And Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Halloran.
I move the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Halloran, seconded by Councilmember Prince, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, the next is regarding an agreement with WashDOT for transportation demand management implementation. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the mayor and city clerk to execute the 2-year transportation demand management implementation agreement with the Washington State Department of Transportation that provides a cost reimbursement to the city of $81,271 for the implementation of the city's commute trip reduction program.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Halloran.
I move the council concur with the committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Halloran, seconded by Councilmember Prince, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Okay, the next report is regarding a grant for safer access to neighborhood destinations. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the interagency agreement with Washington Traffic Safety Commission for the obligation of grant funding for the Safer Access to Neighborhood Destinations Traffic Safety Project.
And Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Halloran.
these grant dollars will go to 2 focused areas in Renton, the Benson Cascade area and Skyway West Hill area to improve safety and address traffic issues around schools. And with that, I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Halloran, seconded by Councilmember Prince, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Okay, the next report is regarding hiring a payroll technician 2 at Step E. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize staff to offer this candidate the payroll technician 2, grade N13 position at Step E, effective November 9th, 2021.
And Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Halloran.
I move the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Halloran, seconded by Councilmember Prince, that the council concur with the finance committee report. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Okay, the next report is regarding hiring a senior business systems analyst at Step E. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the request to hire a senior business systems analyst at grade A27 Step E effective November 16th, 2021.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Halloran.
I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Prince, that the council concur with the finance committee report. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries.
Okay, the next report is regarding a interagency agreement with the Department of Ecology for pollution prevention assistance. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute interagency agreement number C22000051, interagency agreement between the State of Washington Department of Ecology and the City of Renton in the amount of $175,000 for pollution prevention assistance and to adjust the budget accordingly.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Halloran.
and these grant dollars will be going for small businesses to help them get in front of pollution prevention. So with that, I excuse me, excuse me. I move the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Thank you.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Prince, that the council concur with the finance committee report. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Okay, the final Finance Committee report is regarding a grant agreement for a project regarding the Coulon Trestle Bridge. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the RCO grant agreement with the State of Washington per Resolution 4409. The Finance Committee further recommends adjusting the budget to reflect the $500,000 grant funding for the Coulon Trestle Bridge replacement project. The total cost of the Coulon Trestle Bridge replacement project per the grant agreement is $1,499,572, of which the city-funded portion is $999,572 using park bond funds. The grant agreement imposes restrictions on the use of the park for public recreation purposes and limiting fees in perpetuity.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Halloran.
I move the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Prince, that the council concur with the finance committee report. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we're up with Councilmember McGurven,
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Prince.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the Planning and Development Committee has a couple of committee reports.
Okay, the first Planning and Development Committee report is regarding updating code enforcement regulations. The Planning and Development Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to adopt Chapter 10 code enforcement to the Renton Municipal Code.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Prince.
I move that council concur with the Planning and Development Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Prince, second by Councilmember O'Halloran, that the council concur with the Planning and Development Committee report. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Okay, the final report for the Planning and Development Committee is regarding a multi-family housing property tax exemption agreement for the Solera project. The Planning and Development Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the multifamily housing property tax exemption agreement and authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the agreement in substantially the same form.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Prince.
I move that council concur with the Planning and Development Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Prince, second by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur with the Planning and Development Committee report. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries.
That's all, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. All right, next up we have legislation. We have one resolution and two ordinances for first reading.
Okay, the resolution is regarding the grant agreement for the pollution prevention assistance. Resolution of the City of Renton, Washington, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to enter into an interlocal agreement with the State of Washington Department of Ecology regarding pollution prevention assistance entitled IAA number C220051 Interagency Agreement between the State of Washington Department of Ecology and City of Renton.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Halloran.
I move the resolution be adopted as read.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Halloran, second by Councilmember Prince, that the resolution be adopted as read. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Okay, the first of the two ordinances for first reading is regarding the updating the code compliance or code enforcement regulations. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, repealing Section 1-3-2 of the Renton Municipal Code, revising and moving code enforcement regulations to a new Chapter 1-10, updating references from Section 1-3-2 to Chapter 1-10 throughout the Renton Municipal Code, providing for severability and establishing an effective date.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Prince.
I move that the ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Prince, seconded by Councilmember Perez, that the ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Okay, the final ordinance is regarding the acquisition by condemnation that was reviewed at the Committee of the Whole. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, providing for the acquisition by eminent domain of property located near or adjacent to Rainier Avenue South and Rainier Avenue North, Renton, Washington, for roadway improvements, providing for severability, and establishing an effective date.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Council President Corman.
Yeah, I move this ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Council President Corman, seconded by Councilmember Gervin, that this ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. All right, next up, we have new business. Council President Corman.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple of announcements. For November 15th, 2021, Monday, we will be canceling the Committee of the Whole that night. But then we will hold the regular City Council meeting at 7:00 p.m., and that'll be via video conference. And that's all, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Perez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On Monday, 15/2021 at 5:30 p.m., we will have the Public Safety Committee via video conference. There are 3 items on the agenda: Renton crime statistics, RFA briefing, and emerging issues in public safety. That will be it. Thank you.
All right, Councilmember Van.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Councilmember Benedetti.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, thank you. On Monday, November 15th, 2021, at 3:30 p.m., the Utilities Committee will be meeting via video conference. We have 3 items on the agenda: the King County Wastewater Treatment Charge 2022 rate increase adoption, the agreement with ECOSS for pollution prevention assistance, and emerging issues in utilities. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Halloran.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, on Monday, November 15th, 2021 at 4:45 p.m., the Finance Committee will be meeting via video conference. We have 6 items on the agenda: tax and licensing manager position hire at step E, senior service desk technician position hire at step D, amendment to the Renton Municipal Code, Title 5, Chapter 5 for business licensing, amendment to the Renton Municipal Code, Chapters 5-25 and 5-26 for B&O taxes, City Attorney Department reorganization, and finally, emerging issues in finance. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember McGurven.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the Transportation Committee will be meeting at 6:15 p.m. on Monday, November 15th via video conference. And there's just one item on the agenda, and that is emerging issues in transportation. And that's all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Councilmember Prince.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
All right. What is the wish of the council?
Move we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Prince, second by Council President Corman, that we adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Everyone have a good night. We're adjourned.
Good night.
Thank you.